Like and subscribe to the channel and listen to the full Road to Valon podcast episode on Spotify.
Hello and welcome back. I am here with my good friend Tracy.
I'm here with my delightful friend Amber.
Today we are covering romance in the Wheel of Time. And right off the cuff, do
I'm
you
ready.
have any opinions on this topic in the Wheel of Time?
When you first suggested it, I was like, oh, there's so many couples in the Wheel of Time. Like, this is going to be so easy. And then I really started thinking about it and like the idea of romance, like the real idea of romance and what it means and feels like to me. And I was like, wait a second. There's a lot of coupling that happens in the Wheel of Time, but I don't know how much true romance happens in the Wheel of Time. So I felt like my opinions and feelings about it kind of shifted while I was like looking at things. And man, people on the interwebs have opinions.
So what are your opinions?
I don't know if it's Jordan's strong suit for writing, but I think the TV show has already shown us some places for expansion and improvement, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So we do have characters like Lan and Nynaeve, who I think are a strong choice for many people's favorite of couples. And I would agree with the people that think that they kind of have this jarring beginning where it's like they notice each other, then automatically in love.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, as things get to the end of the book series, and can we just talk about the golden crane flies for Tarmangaiden? Because,
Oh
like,
my God, it's such a great moment.
I think I'm sure some people will disagree with me, but I find like this whole segment of Nynaeve like tricking Lan and like traveling, or is it skimming ahead of him to like warn people.
Yeah.
She amasses an army for him, and I don't believe in love languages. I think it's kind of silly. But like, if anything, she just did him a solid because he was about to go die and she was like, not today, my dude. Like, let me save you from your own idiocy.
Right. She's so smart. Like, she totally follows his directions, but does it in her own way and is like, you're not doing this alone.
Right? And there is something weirdly, oddly, I will admit this, romantic about it.
It is. It is. I am a love language person because, like, I don't know, I apply it in my personal life. And for me, it's gift giving. I really love to give gifts. And, like, this is the best gift that Lan didn't want, but absolutely needed that she could give him in that moment. And I mean, she wants him to live. This is her husband. This is the person that she just, like, loves, you know? Like, she would do anything for him. And in like the limited means that she has available to herself, this is what she does. And it's just like incredible. It's so smart and emotional. Like, I love that part. I love that part.
See, it's such a weird thing because we can talk about Robert Jordan being like, man, the man like just could not write romance to save his life. And
But
then
then
you get to a
this-
moment like this and it's like, well, when you think about it and really kind of like look at it from many angles and be like, is it?
Yeah.
It is romantic, isn't it?
I
Like,
think so. I think so.
I really enjoy that he put something in there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know people have to have like in the past looked at their partners and just been like, you are being so thick right now. Like, just open your eyes. Like, you're not making any sense right now. Like, you are doing something so stupid. Just listen to me. Like, I got you. I got you on this.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
And Lan just through, his heritage, through his oaths, through all of this destiny that he's supposed to live up to, he put it all first in front of the person that he, supposedly loves the most. And,
Yeah.
He's dead set on, like, sorry, Nynaeve, like, I'm going to make you a widow. That's just the way the world is. That's just how life is for me. And she's like, you are so thick. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. So let me go ahead and make it so.
Yeah.
And I really, really adore that chapter. I adore that whole line
Yep.
where she's just typical Nynaeve browbeating these Malkiri, I want to say refugees, into their duty of taking back Malkier from the Blight.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that Nynaeve doesn't care about this dummy mission. She's just like, you know what I mean? Like, what does it matter if the city is saved from the Blight or not, really? Like, what does it matter? It's gone. Everyone's picked up. They're living somewhere else now. Like, it doesn't need to happen. It's just something that is so important to Lan that he's going to go kill himself over it. The logic in that drives me bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just love that she's like, all right, you know what? We're doing this. I will save you from yourself, you big dummy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, got a bunch of people killed in the process, but what is love?
I mean, definitely.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
You know what? Thank you. That was definitely what popped in my head. And I mean, piles of bodies, really. That is not an easy battle scene. I mean, what was Lan thinking, that he would do it by himself? Just me, I'm fine. I'm a one-man army. Check me out. Like, no, come on, Lan. I mean, we all know you're
So
a badass,
frustrating.
but you're not that much of a badass. And like, and maybe, I mean, also, is this really what he needed to like accept help from other people? Nynaeve going from like village to village along the way to be like, hey, you guys, this thing is happening. It's going down. Your king is coming through. Huzzah, off we go to fight. Like, I don't know, I love that section. Because I do think that the Lan and Nynaeve relationship has its ups and downs, but like as far as like romantic relationship highlights, that's probably the top one in my book.
Yep, I would agree. I think there's a reason it probably is the favorite.
Yeah, it is really well written.
I will say there are some romances that we don't get to see in the books.
Yeah.
That I really wish we would have.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's just, specifically Tom and Morghese, because I feel like it is just so fiery and passionate with the way that Morghese wants to kill him.
Right, yeah.
Or, I mean, threatens him. If he ever shows back up, she'll hang him or whatever. I forget. Yeah. But I really want to know what the background is on these two, because I feel like it was intense.
Yeah, it had to have been. Yeah, especially since like Morghese has like, let's see, there's Tom, there's Gareth Bryn, and then there's Talonvor. So and like the guy that she married, but that was never like a romance. Gareth Bryn doesn't strike me as an incredibly romantic person. I don't really want that backstory. I feel like I'd be kind of bored with it. But her and Tom, that would be fun.
Yeah. I will say the Moiraine-Tom romance, I could do with or without. Looking through the lens of Robert Jordan, I know why he did it. Like, I think I know why he thought it was a good idea, because it's like two super spies off in the end of the world. Like it's kind of cool. But after you get the show, nothing makes sense besides Moiraine and Swan Sanche. So
yeah.
And I mean, New Spring, if you read between the lines and you go by what Robert Jordan has said about these two, like, it was a real relationship. It wasn't just a like fling, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they really cared about each other. I love New Spring for what it is, with the relationship between these two women. And despite it not being graphic or anything like that, I would say that it is romantic.
Yeah. the way that Moraine thinks about Swan, like when we get her point of view, like she basically has like stars and hearts in her eyes when she thinks about Swan, and it's just the cutest damn thing.
When Swan shows back up in New Spring after Moraine has hightailed it out of the tower, Swan comes in with news of all of the deaths, and she's crying and
Yeah.
just so distraught. And I think it's that chapter, I want to say it's that chapter where I think the quote is something like she could have kissed her, so she did, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, New Spring.